Haha, give uppings, puny Ukrainia. Shocked British noises. I say, Russia, old bean, what on earth do you think you're doing to that poor Ukrainian chap? Of Yain's help is arrived. I'm just taking back former clays, Britannia. What do you mean? You can't just take back former lands because you owned it in the past? Sure I can. Just watch. Please, no. Now, where was I? Wait a blooming minute. If Russia can take his former land back because he can, then I have an idea! Hold her steady, lads. I haven't had much practice with this since 1920. As their Union Jacky weapon gets fired upon something, they're just slapping the Union Jack copyright symbol in the corner of every flag. Obviously, this country knows all about that. Oh man, they already got Canada too. Run, screams India, Papa's back. India definitely doesn't want them to return. I love that instead of just beating up their foreign lands with a hammer and sickle like Russia is doing with Ukraine, the British are just firing Union Jacks on every flag. There's still so many places that have it, honestly. But of course, the two big ones are Australia and New Zealand. Honestly, for just this reason alone, I kind of don't want the British to come back. The last thing we need is more Union Jack watermarks. They even still have it in our home state of Hawaii. In the very beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, obviously Russia justified what they were doing because Ukraine was formerly part of the Soviet Union. I guess that means the UK is about to take back 25% of the world's surface area. Just please, for the love of everything, nobody tell Mongolia about this concept. I think they'd probably just be way too powerful. That'd be crazy if just everyone started doing this at the same time. After death, countries who enter heaven are given a pension and home where they may retire. You is deceased on 3 October 1990, and so you be granted pension from our fund. Door on the right, thank you. Oh look, this is an old East Germany ball. Sir, says Belgium, I have bad news. Fund of death pension is run dry after we pay too much. What? Says the EU. How could this be? Meanwhile, cut to Greece. Oh boy, here we go with the Greek debt jokes again. Guess the country of Greece kind of just ate it all up. However, as of 2021, Greece is only ranked 3rd in debt to GDP per country. I think here we're just actually talking about the number of times Greece has ceased to exist in continental Europe. I mean, obviously we all know they started off pretty strong back in the city-state days. Then there was Byzantium, and then of course the Ottoman Empire, which followed after that. There were some revolutions, but of course, you know, there's still the world wars they're gonna have to go through. I have to think that Poland is definitely drowning a lot of the funds too, right? They've managed to do several disappearing acts as well. I really like this concept though, 10 out of 10. Look at our son, he is so beautiful. Yeah, he's adorable. I just wonder, what should we name him? Of 1 second, says this Poland ball as he runs away. I love it. Welcome to the world, little zzz. What an adorable name for an adorable little baby. I feel like I've seen so many memes talking about this exact same thing in the past, but this is a very good country ball version of it. As an English speaker, sometimes I do feel like, you know, someone was just playing around with a keyboard with these names. I'm like literally terrified to have to pronounce one of these one day. One thing's for sure though, man, you have to admit these names are unique. Maybe I'll do a similar thing to name my son one day. Gotta keep up with the tradition. Even though I'm not Polish, I don't even know why I said that. Merry Christmas, little bro. I saw you eyeing those simulators at the store, so I went and got you a bunch. Thank you, brother, says the US. Wow, look at the options we got. Meanwhile, the months go by. Hey buddy, how are you enjoying those games I got you, says Canada. Proceeds to speak perfectly fluent German. Oh, they're even using that all too scary German B. So for those that don't know, simulator games are really popular in the country of Germany. If you couldn't already tell with the German ball in the farming simulator cover, as well as the, I think that's bus driving, which is kind of funny considering all the jokes that talks about how Germany loves to work all the time. Even when they're gaming, they're pretty much working. Like, this is just getting ridiculous. And apparently you can surprisingly pick up a lot of German words even if you play a lot of these games, since a lot of them are obviously developed in the country of Germany as well. Or I guess I should say at least in German-speaking countries. Always be aware of the pipeline. Maybe this is Germany's way of getting more population. It's raining, says New York. It's raining snow, says Alaska. Don't you mean snowing? It's raining balloons? Let me check my... What? Oh... What on earth is he doing, says Michigan. Meanwhile, Ohio over here trying to recreate the live-action version of Up. Bold strategy. Let's see if that works out for him. In 1986, Cleveland, Ohio decided to hold what was known as Balloon Fest. They set out to break a world record by releasing 1.5 million balloons. They, of course, intended that it would be harmless, but obviously, this was a horrible idea. Why did they even think they should do this? Did they not realize those balloons were eventually going to end up somewhere that they probably didn't want? Over 100,000 people were also there to witness the event. They did, however, successfully get that world record, but you know, like at what cost? Basically, an insane amount of them ended up in Lake Erie, which caused a lot of problems, as you could probably imagine. I don't know why this is so funny to me. Like, I just want to know why. Why did they do this? Man, the 80s was just such a crazy time, that's for sure. They were so focused on if they could do it, and they didn't ask if they should.
But the balloons that covered the lake and caused concern on Saturday are no longer here today. No one's quite sure where they went, but at least they're no longer posing a threat to fish and wildlife, and they're not littering the lake.
Canada took the biggest L. I'm so glad that we're bringing more attention to this. Hey, you just kicked my dog into orbit. I don't care. The potato is mine. Plus, how can a pet have a pet? Oh, I didn't even realize I technically have a pet potato in my house as well. You're a pet, screams Canada. This is Dog of Russia. I name her Belle. Do not make worry. She only bark. Aw, how precious. Yeah, what breed is yours? She's a Newfoundlander. Don't be fooled by this thing. I've got an even better one at home. This one is my dinner. Oh, okay. All right. China. Here we have the many country ball pets. Maybe some do not realize that they are technically a pet, but yeah, US and China are owners, I guess. Something tells me this is not gonna work out too well for Russia. It's literally petception. There should probably be an extra panel with like 2 different aliens owning both of us. That's gotta be at least the final conclusion. Soon Palau is dead. Eat by wave and tide and sea. Thanks of pollution made by overpopulation. So what do you do for stop overpopulations? I am stop having kid decade ago. I'm too old now, says Japan. Work safety. India not hear of such a thing. India, watch that banana peel. For bring solve to problem of overpopulations, Russia is send all boy to Ukraine. Okay, that's alright. One child policy ruled China for 3 generations. Meanwhile, in the USA, Glock-a-Whoppa special today. Buy a Whopper, get a Glock for free. That's right, folks. Get it here today. 1 burger gets you 1 Glock. Don't miss out, kid. Alright, it seems like every place on Earth is finding ways to battle overpopulation. We gotta somehow find a way to help Palau. I feel like maybe Japan's got the right idea, I guess. Or maybe not, I don't know. There's actually a couple countries probably using the Japan strategy. And there's Canada just trying to make everything unaffordable. Well, that's actually the US is probably doing a little bit of everything. Halloween's Ivory Coast. It's actually Cote d'Ivoire. Good morning, Ivory Coast. It's Cote d'Ivoire. Ireland, my dude. Cote d'Ivoire. My name is Cote d'Ivoire. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Yeah, you're Ivory Coast. Well, oui, but please say Cote d'Ivoire. It's my actual name. In French, Cote d'Ivoire, Cote divorce, Cote devour, Cote, this is literally me right now. I don't even know if I'm saying Cote d'Ivoire right. I'm just copying what this dude told me.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Sorry, dude. I can't say foreign stuff, you know. Then don't speak to moi. Psst. America, can you please, por favor, make Puerto Rico state? What are you saying, Costa Rica? That you want me to give Puerto Rico statehood? Speak louder because I can't hear you. Hey, wait a second. America, shut up. There's no need to scream. This is none of your business, El Salvador. Meanwhile, this country ball begins to join in too. No, you shut up, Sao Tome and Principe. Does America simply just hate French? Cries Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, okay. Cote d'Ivoire. I absolutely love this comic because I honestly had the very same realization like 3 days ago. I was literally swimming in the ocean when this same idea came to my head. Like, I'm not even joking. This is really weird. I had this epiphany about all these countries that we use the Spanish name for. For example, like we saw Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, El Salvador, Ecuador, which literally translates to just equator. And there are plenty more examples of this. The English-speaking world does not use Cote d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire. Yet for some reason, most people do not use the Côte d'Ivoire pronunciation for this country in Africa. I don't think it's necessarily for no reason. It's just we've mostly referred to this place as the Ivory Coast for a while. So for that, old habits kind of just die hard. I mean, just ask the Netherlands why so many people still call them Holland. What I love is they included a Portuguese country name as well. Completely forgot about that. What's funny is that these islands are considered a part of the African continent as well. It really does seem like America just hates the French language. I'm gonna try really hard to stop saying Ivory Coast from now on. I just gotta remember that Côte d'Ivoire. And big thanks to my patrons. I am the Kidnapper, and I've moved Drew to a Patagonian village.
Australia is real.
Drew's
I'm not a paid
Argentinian
actor. The
grandpa.
slow, depressing
Drew
Portugal
Durnil
collapse.
colorblind.
Carmel
Is the
Saida.
best.
Amateur.
GoodOldRyah.
Archaeology.
Phresh. I've almost managed to escape the imposter.
RyeThePie.
KirinoIsBestGirl.
The great Polish-Lithuanian
Why.did.the.real.Drew.pay.his.imposter.
ZaneyBoi.
$20.